Bamboo, laminates, and even Bellawood pre-finished flooring with a 50-year warranty. Don't pay more than you have to for flooring. Call Lumber Liquidators now. We even offer installation and financing. Visit your local Lumber Liquidators or call right now for your free catalog. 1-877-219-8768. That's 1-877-219-8768. 1-877-219-8768.
One of the classic TV themes of all time introduces our next guest. Here's Robert Conrad on the PM Weekend Show to talk with Dobie Gillis himself. Robert.
Hi, I'm not James West, and he's not Dobie Gillis. He's a wonderful actor who's had a wonderful career, and his name's Dwayne Hickman, Jack.
He is.
He's born in Los Angeles. He's an actor, and he's done comedy, he's done drama, and some career highlights: Cat Blue, The Ghost of the Invisible Bikini, 101 Arabian Nights, and one of his first major screen credits, you'll remember this, was the Bob Cummings Show. He's the younger brother of a former child star, Daryl. Dwayne Hickman was himself a professional actor from the age of 10. Okay, Worthwhile Assignments was a 1950 episode of TV's The Lone Ranger, in which he played a young orphan, and on and on and on. So rather than telling you and reading his career, why don't we say, hey, Dwayne, thank you so very much for doing the show.
Oh, listen, my pleasure. How are you, Bob?
I'm doing good, man. And
good.
You know, I knew that you were a CBS executive, and I decided to have you on the air anyway.
Well, I know what you mean. I joined the enemy.
So yeah, that's
I really did.
Hey,
I went there in '77 and stayed till '87. I was a program executive, so I worked on shows, pretty good shows too. Shows like MASH and Designing Women, All in the Family, and of course my job was to read the scripts and give notes and be a sort of a nuisance, on behalf of the network.
Hey, but that's, it's an interesting experience for those listeners of ours. I have braggadocio, but this is the most listened to show on CRN. There's 5.5 million.
Yeah, congratulations. I think that's wonderful.
Well, I'm just thrilled. And the audience is unique. And going back to talking about you, first the guy acts, and then he goes in as a network executive, which is almost like a bad word, and then he acts.
And I was there 10 years. That's a long time.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I'm sure they were glad to get rid of me.
Well, one of your colleagues isn't doing so well right now, and you might know about it, but I won't mention his name, but he's in my prayers, but he was there when you were there. So the transition, how does it work? How do you go from being on stage?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking about this interview, and I was thinking that maybe people see it as reinventing yourself, but it really wasn't that so much. I was interested. For example, I've been painting, and I do art now. I do gallery shows, and I sell art around the country. And I always was interested in art when I was a little kid, but I got sidetracked into TV, and first movies and then television. And I kind of dropped my interest in art, and then I was going to be an architect, and I suddenly got in the Bob Cummings Show as Chuck. And then I did that for 5 years, and then after that, Dobie Gillis. So there was like 9 years, 10 years that I was tied up and couldn't pursue other things. So it was in 1977 I went to work for CBS, and I thought, well, this is good because it's a good change. I've been acting my whole life, and I thought maybe I'll learn how to produce and direct and kind of be behind the scenes. And I did learn a lot. I learned a lot because when I left CBS, in '87, I did a Bring Me the Head of Dobie Gillis, a reunion of Dobie Gillis. But I had learned a lot of how it's done and so forth. And then I acted a little bit, and I directed some. I directed Designing Women, and I did some shows. And then I thought, well, as long as I'm free of my corporate job, maybe I should pursue my artwork that I never really got to. So I went to art school for a little bit, a day or two a week, over in Brentwood, California, as you know, Brentwood, where that is. I went to the Brentwood Art Center, and I studied. And I really liked it. And I had no interest in being a professional artist, but it kind of came that way. I had my first show in La Jolla in 1999, and everything sold out in like a half hour, like 50 paintings. So all of a sudden, I had a new career. Now, people would say, well, he keeps reinventing himself. Well, not really. I mean, maybe it's stuff I always wanted to do and didn't quite get to.
Hey, Dwayne, first of all, for an actor, it's a wonderful career. You're not an actor. You also act, just based on being an executive at CBS and being an artist. Do you have a website? Do you have a place where these listeners?
DwayneHickman.com. And people can look at my art and so forth. DwayneHickman.com.
Does that tell them how they can purchase this art?
I think so, yeah. I never go on it, of course. My wife runs it. They could find out about it and also where I'm going to be appearing and so forth.
Hey,
but it's very nice of you to say that, by the way, about actors. I never wanted to be just an actor. I always wanted to be, well, look what you're doing now. I think that's wonderful. I really do. And I think we all need other outlets. And they're all artistic outlets, by the way. Whether you're hosting a show or writing a book or whatever you're doing, it's all creative and it's an expression.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, and for me, I am openly honest about how I feel because I love and admire actors. I'm a fan.
Well, you're a wonderful actor yourself.
Hey, thanks, Dwayne. I appreciate that.
No, it's been a long time since we've talked, but we go way back. In fact, I think I was a little ahead of you.
You were. Yes, you were.
Yeah, just a little bit. When you did Wild Wild West. No, not that. The
Hawaiian Eye.
Yeah.
What year? That was in the
59 to 63.
Well, that's exactly when I was doing Dobie.
Yeah, I was doing.
Prior to that, I had already done the Cummings show.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit ahead. Well, I'm a little older, maybe.
Oh yeah, a year. I checked on you. You're a year older. So now, hey, Dwayne. Now 5.5 million people. Now how old you are?
Well, that's okay too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. So now, how about family? How many kids and stuff?
Well, I have by my first marriage, I have a son who's in his 40s and a couple of grandkids.
Wow.
And then now I have a son who's soon to be 18. Albert is his name.
Wow.
And that's it.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
So what type of stuff inspires you when you're doing this artwork?
Oh, color mostly. I love flowers and green, and I don't know. I just like to go out and drive around the car and look at trees. I paint a lot of, mostly only landscapes, and I love the outdoors and the colors in the outdoors, the natural colors that are so beautiful.
Very cool.
So I want to let you know how much I appreciate you giving us this time in this part of your life.
My pleasure.
Well, good, because when we go to commercial, I'm going to say goodbye to you, and I wanted to thank you before I say goodbye to you. Is there anything you want to tell us now?
No, except I'm about to go to Big Bear Lake tomorrow. I live in Encino, and I'm going to go up there and do an art show at the Schottger Gallery in Big Bear Lake. I'll be there tomorrow night and then Saturday.
Beautiful.
So if anybody's around that's local here, they might want to drive up and see the art and say hello.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dwayne. Now, can you repeat that, Big Bear? And before we go,
Big Bear Lake. It's called the Schottger Gallery. It's on Pine Knot Avenue, and I'll be there tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m., and then on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay. Hey.
At the Schottger Gallery in Big Bear Lake.
Hey, Dwayne, thank you, okay?
Listen, my pleasure. Good to talk to you, Bob.
Are you struggling with too much credit card debt, sky-high interest rates, late fees, over-limit fees? Having trouble just making the monthly minimums? We can help. We're Credit Card Relief. We've helped thousands